Well, welcome to the JR Show podcast. And a special treat for you today. We got the whole band. My guest today, We the Kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, will you please put your paws together for We the Kingdom? How are we?
Hey, what is happening? Let's go.
Thanks for having us.
You guys were on with the morning cruise earlier this year when we just merged into 2026, and this is the year of a three. If you think of an outlet, like part of the plug has already gone in, and there's two more prongs that need to go into the outlet, and we're approaching prong 2 releasing.
Come on.
Are these EPs?
No,
they're
full albums,
full records.
Okay.
Yeah,
because EP you have to have like 4 or 5, right?
Yeah.
And so you just went past that to go, this is an album.
That's right. Just barely, though.
This one is called, the second one is entitled
Everything I Thought Was Pleasure.
And we were already playing one of the songs from the first album, which we're going to play here in just a little bit, that our audience has known for a while. But we're also going to break off a sampling of album 2 today.
let's go.
Nice.
And I have it written here, but my phone keeps going to sleep. So if it didn't go to sleep, I would have said that right there, and it would have been seamless. Like, and that song is called, but now I have to wait for the phone
To wake
up.
Story of Our Lives.
Story of Our Life is the name of it. No, that wasn't it. No, I finally got into the process of writing this book, and I'm using my Tuesday nights to go to a coffee shop with a laptop and finally write it. And it's all about the beauty of trouble. How when trouble comes to us, which we're all promised, it is one of the only things that leads us to intimacy with Christ. It like excels us like hyperspeed because you're desperate. And yet we run from trouble so much. And so the idea of the book is to take maybe 3 characters in the Old Testament, Joseph, David, and Job. And so I've been going through all of their trouble and kind of reframing it in 2026 mindset. What would I have done if all that happened to Job had happened to me or to you? It would have wrecked us. You know, we would have just lost our minds. He lost everything. He was the classic example. So I've learned a lot about the bad things that have happened to people we love in Scripture. And so I just wanted to have you guys argue with each other about who had it worse. All right, we got to start with Joseph buried by, you guys are brothers. Like imagine if one of you or all of you conspired to put your dad in a hole and leave him for dead and then sell him to somebody. David was hunted by his own children at the end of his life. I mean,
my first thought is Job, because I cannot imagine the enemy asking God for permission to like unleash the best that you have, the best artillery. Like, that's insane. And it is like kind of apples and oranges, like who had it worse. I'm sure there could be arguments made, but Lord, please.
Yeah. That was one of my thoughts, though, was after reading all that happened to him, one of the biggest question marks I had was, why would you say yes to let this happen to me? It wasn't even about what happened to him. It was, why would you?
The allowance.
I struggled with that.
Because God's all powerful, in a way, before anything touches any one of us, doesn't he have to allow it? You know what I'm saying? Like maybe it was a different exchange, or there has to be something though in God's sovereignty where he is working all this to good. But it is hard. Yeah. I've struggled with that before when I've not even thinking about, oh God, did the enemy come to you and ask you if he could do these things? But I'm just like, why are you letting these things happen to me?
I was scared to death that please don't let that question happen to me. That scares the dickens out of me because he must have been a Marvel character that he could withstand all of that.
Yeah. Gosh, that faith is inspiring, man. Like,
and well, that's the back end of the book is once we go through, because we all have trouble. Everybody listening right now has so much trouble. Everybody in this room has trouble. And it's actually a beautiful thing. And we learn that because of the lines that Job said, the lines that David said all throughout the Psalms was, my tears are my food. Who says that? But then he always ends them with, but my hope is in your unfailing love. So they're great characters to follow because they feel the same trouble we feel. Their words become more powerful when we see what they actually went through.
There's a weightiness that enters the story.
Yeah. I wanted to have us get into a fight about who had it worse.
We went deep.
Get really theological.
Quick.
So do you think we landed on the moon?
There we'll have a debate.
Can you please walk me up, rescue me, where this one came from?
Yeah, bro. So a lot of the times songs, when we're putting them together for a collection or album or EP, whatever, they are newer and sort of pertain to the season that we're currently in at the time. But every once in a while, we'll have songs. We're all writers, we're all producers, and so in all of our minds, there's a filing cabinet, that we kind of keep record of ideas from years ago. And this was one of those that it started when I was in high school. I forget the headspace I was in exactly, but I think for all of us, no matter what age we are, there's a rock bottom period. And for high school, that was mine, where you feel like you can't see your hand in front of your face because the light switch is out, the power's out, and it's so dark, and you feel alone. And this references the story of David and Goliath. I often envy the faith of David because I was older than he, supposedly was, 13-year-old kid. I was, probably 15, 16 when this song started to form. And it did not come from a place of strength or authority, even though it sounds, I know he will rescue me. A lot of the times when we're making the 911 call, we don't hear the sirens initially. It takes a second for that fire truck to leave the station, and God is sovereign. He's all powerful, but he also knows the lesson of patience creates relationship with him. I'm a new dad, and anytime my son is screaming "Dada" from the other room, I have every intention of getting to him as quickly as possible, but there are walls and corners and doorways in my house that
this bacon won't eat itself.
Exactly. But it takes a second to get there, and that is not knocking God's power. If he wanted to, yeah, he could, get to us quickly, but it teaches us to rely on his track record and the history and faithfulness of what he's done to teach us, surely he will do it again. And that's where the knowing comes from. I know he will rescue me because he has rescued me.
I'm reading this book right now, Mastering the Silence. I forget the guy's name, but
what a title!
Mastering the Silence. Doug Jones, I think, is his name. Getting quiet before God and the struggle it is for us, especially in 2026. And as I was writing out this question, I was just thinking about how David might have gotten quiet compared to us in 2026. When you think of straight nature, watching sheep, he's got the sky, he's got a brush of the wind hitting his face. Even while I was preparing this question, I got a WhatsApp notification, Instagram notification, even the Bible app interrupted me, alerting me of something.
How dare they?
So, and then just the busyness of Western society. My mind, when I'm trying to just spend a moment with God, my mind is already past my shower and into the car. And I think that's where he wrote this book from, was Mastering the Silence. Can you just talk, maybe for you guys even being on the road, the importance of getting quiet and how much of a struggle is it, and how do you overcome that?
We actually had this conversation a couple years ago when we were putting together a set list, and you're trying to create dynamic, like you want your big moments, you want your down acoustic, kind of hybrid, you hybrid those together. And one thing that we were interested in implementing into our show was literally what you're talking about, like a moment of silence. And it either came from this or this conversation came up as we were discussing it. But Mr. Rogers, there was a documentary shot on him recently, and then like a movie kind of remake, I think with Tom Hanks. But I just remember the first time he showed kids what a minute felt like on national TV.
Yes.
Set the timer, those old school crank timers to 60 seconds and just let it play.
Yeah.
And it was this big deal. Like, you can't do that. You're going to lose viewers. You're going to lose the attention span of these kids. And I think that's what he was trying to teach, is that when you have moments like that, it actually allows you to appreciate, when things get loud And I think not only appreciate, but it teaches you how to handle the noise when it comes, because you have something to reference, a quiet moment. So it was cool to see people lean into that live, and definitely awkward, like you're trying not to make any noise. Yeah. And even that in and of itself can be distracting.
And try not to think about if they're feeling awkward and care. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, you're just like, I hope they're
trying to lean into that for yourself.
But then you're like, no, I just want to be still in this moment. It is a hard thing to do, I think, especially we all have, especially as you grow into adulthood, you all have at points sadness or anger, or these things that have had chances to well up in life, and sometimes noise can be a distraction from that. And I think a lot of times when I don't want to be quiet, it's because I don't want to deal with that. If I'm sad right now, I don't want to think about that. I'll just kind of keep being busy, and then you just find yourself like kind of living in this sphere of slightly disconnected from reality instead of sinking into that. And I think that understanding that at least is a good step towards like, okay, now I know why I might be distracting myself. Let me walk through that.
This is the last one. Off mic, we were just bantering about moon landings and conspiracy theories, but this is, I want to just have some fun with this one. Now that we're almost halfway through 2026, when you say it out loud, it's like, oh my gosh. I mean, I remember 9/11 like it was yesterday, and now we're 26 just seems crazy, and Jetsons.
Oh,
Yeah,
The fact that I have to explain Jetsons is where we are. What did you think we'd have by now? That you're kind of, let's take flying car off, but are you disappointed with where we're sitting, or is this pretty incredible where we're sitting?
This is a timely question because we were just talking about this on the bus.
Yeah.
Like you shared some disappointment about it's taking too long to get to where we are tech-wise.
In certain ways, it's interesting. Like the amount of technology we have on a phone, right? And you think that there's still other things in the world that don't seem nearly as technologically advanced.
What were you talking about specifically? Do you remember? You said we can put a man on the moon, but we can't fly. Do you remember what
that? No, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I was really worked up in the moment. I was like, once we started pulling rocks out of the ground and using those for computer chips, and now we have AI. I mean, one is like, but we have people hungry still. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's just.
Well, I think that was it. We were talking about the water crisis.
Oh,
remember that? We were watching the commercial. It was, there were 700
it was that, right?
million people still in the world without clean water.
Yeah.
I mean, what on earth?
I heard something.
And how much it would take, I think it was like $55 billion to
get them
solve
all.
that. And they were like, man, we can put man on the moon. Well,
maybe.
Can we?
Still,
we were saying like with AI, we can do all this crazy stuff, but like we can't solve the water crisis.
Well, it's going to take
for basic human need.
It's going to take $55 billion to fix water globally. But America alone spends $55 billion on candy. And I think that's annual.
No,
Priorities.
that's right.
Dude,
that's bonkers.
That's messed up.
Speaking of
Exactly
candy,
what it
they're
was.
making candy now with speakers in it. So it's crazy.
I saw that clip.
Like lollipops with speakers,
Yeah.
so you can listen to music while you're eating your candy.
Yes, somebody was on like Fallon, and they were
We
making
should
fun
not
of
be
it.
there.
I don't eat candy with my ears.
But yeah, you put
Brings
it
a whole
in.
new definition of the word ear candy. Sorry.
I think of the fact that we haven't fixed the taco yet. The fact that every taco I ever eat explodes
It
upon
does.
first bite. Also, all these great things in a taco, and I can't get all those things in one bite. I have to eat meat first and then work my way down. Like and even to get it to stand up, we've tried with the square bottom a little bit, but I mean, there's so many problems here.
Are you talking about hard shell?
Hard shell?
Okay.
Hard shell,
Hard
which
shell.
is my favorite. I actually like hard shell the most. But
Just, I think if we
I
got
agree.
the right people in a room,
yeah,
like the water crisis,
Yes.
get the right I'm not comparing.
It's a little different.
I'm not saying
Taco salad is a Band-Aid, though.
it is.
Taco salad.
It's
It's a good Band-Aid.
It's a safety net we can all agree on. But, and I'm not comparing the water crisis to the hard taco problem.
No,
I'm just
those are very
saying
different.
some things are fixable
Yeah.
if we got the right people in a room.
Agreed.
Yeah.
You know,
Agreed.
Let's make it happen.
so
2027.
big thank you to We the Kingdom. Absolutely love those guys. They're so crazy talented and amazing hearts as well. We want to encourage you to subscribe to the JR Show podcast. You'll get alerted when the next episode is up. Speaking of, Kane is going to be my next episode. You won't want to miss that. You can follow us on Instagram. Let others know where they can find these interviews as well. And yeah, don't forget to hit subscribe. Till next time, thank you for listening. Peace.